Leo, over the past few years, the Eurozone has experienced a significant recession. What impact has this had on MTU Maintenance, and are the effects still being felt?
Well, I mean, the impact on MTU Maintenance was really very limited because the MTU Maintenance business is all over the world, and the Eurozone by itself, we're derived maybe 15-20% from our total business out of the Eurozone. And the rest comes from all over the world. So the impact was limited. Others than many other companies in Europe, we, lucky enough, sailed through it. We continue to see growth. And as of today, we still don't have much of a negative impact of the Eurozone crisis.
Okay.
And to a certain extent, I mean, we sell our products in US dollars. If the dollar becomes stronger, then it's good for us. So a weak euro almost helps.
Okay. In February this year, MTU Maintenance completed GE90 test cell correlation at its Hanover facility as part of a strategy to take a larger share of the GE90 market. Do you have a particular percentage of the market in mind and a time frame in which to achieve it?
Well, I mean, we looked at the GE90 for a long time. I mean, the GE90 is an enormous investment. It's the largest turbofan engine there is, at least in commercial utilization. And we thought about it for a long time, but we felt that looking at the success of the Boeing 777, the number of shops that could offer GE90 maintenance was a bit limited. And we discussed it for a long time with the OEM, trying to compare notes, and we had the same feeling on how the market developed, and ultimately decided about 3 years ago to step into that product with the aim to become a recognized alternative to the OEM shop. There are 2 or 3 more other shops in the world that can serve the GE90 engine, and we believe that given the size of the GE90 market, that we can obtain for us acceptable market share, which will be, in the single-digit range. But that's all what we were looking for the moment.
What other engine types are your main targets for growth?
I mean, where we believe that we will have further growth opportunities. And the V2500 engine, as you know, MTU is part of the IAE consortium. The V2500 engine is selling very well. I mean, international aero engines still will deliver a lot of new engines until 2017. So we expect that the market for V2500 MRO services will continue to grow somewhat, and with that market growth, MTU, who always had a very significant share in the V2500 aftermarket, will continue to see additional growth in our facilities where we serve that engine, which is in Zhuhai and in Hanover. We believe the CFM56-7 to be a very successful program for CFMI. We'll see an enormous demand increase in MRO. We serve that engine from our facility in Hanover, and we serve it from our facility in Zhuhai. And we believe that that will be another product that will give us substantial growth opportunities for the nearby future. And then in our Berlin facility, we support the CF34 programs. As you know, the CF34-8 and the CF34-10 are both engines that have sold very well. At least the platforms, the Embraer and the Bombardier airplanes have been selling very well. We serve these engines from Berlin and expect to see significant growth in these engine models as well.
How important is the Zhuhai facility to the MTU Maintenance Group as a whole?
Oh, it's a very important part of our operation. We decided about 13 years ago to step into the Chinese market together with a partner. We partner with China Southern Airlines, which is one of the largest and most successful airlines in China. The partnership has developed very well, and the Zhuhai facility has obtained for certain products market shares of more than 70%. and is now recognized by many people all over the world, also from other countries like South America, North America, Asia and Australia, as a very reliable, cost-effective maintenance facility. And as a result of that, that facility grows rapidly. We have celebrated the third extension of the facility late last year, and we're pretty sure that we're not at the end yet as far as the growth of that facility is concerned.
Do you have plans to establish additional JVs within the Asia-Pacific region?
Well, I mean, we have always been open for growth in the Asian region. We've always been clear that we would like to see that growth in the form of a partnership with other airlines. And so we're interested in people that have a significant fleet that would like to talk to us about a joint engine MRO facility. And so it's open, there's no concrete plan at the moment, but that MTU is interested in a development along these lines is nothing new and hasn't changed.
Finally, much has been said about OEMs becoming increasingly influential in the aftermarket through offerings such as total care packages. Do you think this is a positive development, a turn for the worse in terms of competitiveness, or a trend which has both pros and cons?
Well, I mean, it's not new. It's a development that's going on for many years. If it's a development that's good for the operators, it remains to be seen. It definitely is a competitive threat to our somewhat more independent approach. I think what airlines should realize is that if you sign up in a very early stage for a long-term agreement, you run the risk that you pay too much in case the engine turns out to be much more reliable than everyone had hoped for. And that is not totally uncommon, because if you look at the C of M engines and you look at the V2500 engines, both engines turned out to be much more reliable than everyone had thought at the beginning. Which means that if the flight-by-hour proposals are based on a relatively short on-wing time, and the real on-wing time is twice as long, you basically pay twice too much. So I'm not sure that it's always in the best interest of an operator to enter into a flight-by-hour agreement at an early stage. It depends a little bit on the operator itself, what risk is he willing to take, and as you know, risk and reward are things that always come together. For the OEMs, it's a development that I can understand. The aftermarket is a very important element for the OEMs, and if they can, at an early stage, secure that aftermarket for them, then it makes a lot of sense. But overall, I think it's a development that you see in the marketplace that comes and goes. I mean, 20 years ago, it wasn't there, and I think it will develop throughout the years, and maybe probably in a different direction again.
Okay, Leo, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.